Yeah, what's going on, y'all? Man, CJ back with another video, and I'm back out here with my 6'8" pure slasher. I know a lot of y'all really think that slashers aren't as good as they used to be. Now, as far as the contact dunks, yes, true, fair. But as a slasher, as a whole, I feel like they're just as good as they ever been. Reason being is there's so many different scoring options as a slasher this year. The layups alone are insane. Like, literally, you can make a build with no drive and dunk and still score in the paint way better than somebody with the drive and dunk. So the layups alone are crazy. Like, there you got scoop lays, Euros even work, hop steps kind of work decently, but the floaters are absolutely insane. Look, I'm getting crazy contact dunks on this build. So as far as finishing on this build, I'm catching bodies, I'm throwing floaters up, scoop lays, I got bully. Like, there's so many different ways to score as a slasher that a lot of people really don't know. And a lot of people argue that slashers ruin the offense. A lot of people beg, oh, if you can't shoot, it's a terrible build. Majority of the community really believes that. They believe that if you're a slasher or you have no shooting, you're useless, and that is not true. So the way you be effective with no shooting is setting screens, off-ball screens, and using that floater. You'll see a lot of times people will sit, they'll sag off, they'll sit in the paint. It's just an easy floater. I've been honestly running this build with randoms, and the reason why this build works so good with randoms is because of the rebounding ability, the finishing ability. Look, I just grab rebounds. I be snagging offensive rebounds. I'm setting my screens, getting my teammates open. But the main thing that really helps me win all these games is the rebounding. So having such high rebounding, I'm snagging a lot of rebounds. Like I said, that's giving my team a lot of second chance opportunities. But also the putbacks. The putbacks on this build right here, I've never got so many putbacks in my life. On this build right here, almost every game I'm getting at least one putback. I get a lot of putback dunks, putback layups. So that right there also gives my team a lot of points. I get a lot of points off that. But even without the putbacks, I'm able to score off the floater. So like with this build, I'm winning a lot of games because of like the rebounds I'm able to grab, the screens I'm set for my teammates, getting them open, and just being a smart slasher. And when you know how to slash, it opens up so much for you. Like when you know what to use at what time, it's so easy to score. I'm shooting almost 70% on this build. On offense, I'm not just holding square, trying to paint mash and just hope to make a layup. These are actually smart, calculated moves. I see how my opponent's moving, what he's giving me, and I'm taking that. So as a slasher, like I said already, there's so many different ways to score. There's a scoop lay. Scoop lays actually work very well. When someone's on your hip, you really don't even need to dunk. Like the scoop lays are so nice that when I first started playing on this build, I was not using the dunk meter. Like you could really make a build with no drive and dunk and still get buckets just as effective as someone who got a drive and dunk. So like I was saying, when somebody's on your hip, right? Let's say they're on your left side, they're on your left hip, you're going, let go of turbo and do the scoop lay. So you let go of turbo, push your right stick directly to where they are. You're just gonna push them out the way. You're gonna do a nice, easy scoop lay. Sometimes if you have bully, sometimes it'll trigger the bully animation. But the scoop lays, I've said it so many times already, but the scoop lays are really insane. So again, like if someone's right on your hip, you literally just hold that stick right towards them, pause, and it's gonna go in. So the green window is big and everything, it's not hard to time. So if you're someone that knows what you're doing as a slasher, you could be so deadly. Look how big these green windows are on these dunks. And another thing I want to talk about too, so you see a lot of these clips, I'm standing there dribbling, you know, it might take me a second. It's because I'm watching my opponent, you know, seeing how they're moving. So like right here, a lot of these plays, it looks like I'm taking up a lot of the shot clock, but I'm just chilling, seeing how they're reacting. And like him right there, he was sitting in the paint, so I went for the floater. And that's another thing I want to talk about is the floaters. So outside of the scoop layups, the floaters are your best friend here. That like makes up for having no shooting, right? Because before you have no shooting, they sit in the paint, you can't get a bucket. But now, since the floaters are so good, if they sit back and you have a good floater animation, you're gonna make it every time. And another thing too, like another floater, he's sitting back because the whole game I'm going to the paint, so he's like, all right, he's just gonna keep running. All he's gonna do is dunk or lay it up. No, I'm doing floaters. But another thing I want to talk about is the floaters on a big man, 6'10" and up. The floaters are so crazy. Bro, if you make a 6'10" slasher and you have 80 driving, that's all you need, 80 driving leg. But if you make a 6'10" slasher, that Jokic floater is so crazy, man. Y'all, like, I have videos of it. Go back and look at my video. I think I titled it something like this layup package changed my big man. But the floaters on a big man are absolutely insane. Like, you think the floaters now on the 6'8" is cool, but floaters on a 6'10" is literally like you're shooting mid-range jumpers. You start throwing floaters from almost the three-point line. That's an exaggeration, but you really start throwing your floaters up like a step or two behind the free throw line. So that's why I believe the slashers are back. Because yeah, previous 2Ks, the contact dunks was crazy. 2K20, you had the hop step dunks. Previous 2Ks, slashers were crazy. But this year, I say they're just as good because one, you still get those contact dunks. Look, I'm literally jumping damn near over people and dunking on them. But you still get the contact dunks. As you see me again, I'm dunking on people. But again, Outside of the dunks, you have so many different layups. You got floaters, scoop lays, euro steps, spins. Like every layup this year works. And here's all the putbacks right here. Here's a clip of like a bunch of putbacks that I got from tonight and, well, not tonight, it's today, it's a different day. So from last night and today, these are all the putback dunks I was getting. You get crazy speed boosts for putbacks. Like I'm literally jumping over people, doing putback layups. So many different ways to score. Like my teammates, when they're missing, 9 times out of 10 in the park, I'm grabbing the rebound. I'm gonna get a putback. Now I will admit, playing on a slasher isn't easy. It's not easy because, you know, it takes skill. You gotta know what you're doing. And look, getting a contact dunk off a putback. But it does take some skill to be a slasher. Cause yes, you know, you can go in the paint and do floaters, scoop lays, but you gotta know when and how to take those types of layups, when to take these type of like floaters, when to go for a contact dunk. It does take a lot more skill than someone who can shoot. Cause shooting is pretty easy. You know, you're open, it's simple. All you gotta do is hold square. But when it comes to slashing, you gotta know what layups to take, when to go for a contact dunk. So it does take a lot more skill. But once you got that down, you know what layups to take, this build becomes so deadly. Now this clip right here is unrelated to the slashing, but another thing that I love about this build is the ability to get blocks. So I just want to show y'all that real quick too, just go through some of the clips that I do have. So right here, you know, I'm trying to play some defense. Now I have no perimeter defense. That's the downside. Another downside to this build is no perimeter defense, but because I have such high speed, vertical, and pretty good block, I have 87 block, I'm able to get chase downs like this. So there's 2 blocks I had in this game I'm gonna show y'all, and look at this one right here. He pretty much beats me. I got my hand up too, so I'm moving pretty slow. I have the right stick up, my hand is up. He looks like right here, you would think he's getting that dunk off, but no, because I have high vertical, high block, I block. He tries to go for the layup, I get a block right there. And then jumping over to the next clip, so right here, my matchup, he beat me off the dribble. Pretty good distance between us. It looks like, again, he's about to have another wide open layup. Anybody's gonna think this is open, and this is what I love about this build. He tries to go for the layup, nope, I'm sending it off the glass. Another clip I want to throw in here real quick too is another defensive clip. So boom, he gets by me, right? Again, looks like a pretty open dunk. Now I am pretty close to him, but again, you would think, you know, easy dunk. This dude was a slasher. He's thinking I got an easy dunk. He's behind me. Nope, I jump up and snatch it right out of his hand. I snatch a dunk. He's going for a dunk. I snatch it right out of his hand. So this build, that's another thing I really like about this build is the rim protecting ability. You can actually protect the rim very well. And even without perimeter defense, you can still play defense and stay with your man. You just gotta be a lot smarter with how you move. But coming back to the offense here. So right here, I'm just gonna break down how I go through the offense, right? What I'm thinking, what I'm doing, and just how I adjust to the defense, right? So right here, he's playing a little bit more up. He's playing a little bit higher up. So the floater's not there. You know, I can try to run by him, whatever. So what I'm doing, I'm just sizing him up right now. So this is what I do most of the time. When I got the ball, I'm stopping, I'm sizing him up, seeing where he is standing, seeing if he's sitting back deep in the paint, how high he's playing. I'm just watching how he moves. So right now, I'm just sitting here, sizing him up, and I know I go left. Now this was pre-planned. So I go left, I'm going for the cross. I know most likely he's gonna jump left a little bit. So I cross left, go quickly behind the back, right there by him, easy dunk. So it's all about just reading your opponent. Now that was nothing crazy right there. I'm not saying like that was something spectacular, some crazy read. No, just explaining kind of what I do, my mindset. I don't come down and just try to go straight for a dunk or just try to do something. I play it slow, I play it patient. With a slasher, you gotta kind of be patient. So that's what I do. I come down the court, stand there for a second, you know, dribble, hit a few dribble moves. And while I'm dribbling, I'm just watching, seeing how he reacts, what my opponent's doing, if he's gonna step up, if he thinks I'm gonna shoot, just kind of see how he plays it, and from there I make my move. All right, so coming back to this clip right here, again, I'm gonna break this one down real quick. Nothing crazy, but just to tell you what I'm thinking. So right here, I hit a step back. Now I'm sitting there watching him. I see he's a few feet up from the basket. He's kind of standing there a little bit. So I'm thinking, all right, he might kind of play up a little bit. But I'm just reacting the whole time. So I'm going, I see he's not stepping up. He's not trying to close out on me. He's not, I know the floater is going to be there, so I'm going for the floater. He's taking a bit of a back pedal here, so he starts backing up. You see him backing up. He's not expecting me to go for a floater, because all game I've been going to the paint. So here he backs up. He's thinking I'm about to try to go for a layup on him. Nope, I'm going for the floater. So that's just me reading and reacting to my opponent right there, just watching what he's doing. And then skipping ahead here, same thing. So after that floater, the next 3 buckets was all in the paint. I went for a few dunks, few layups. I got a oop. So now he's thinking again, all right, this dude, all he wants to do is just go and try to finish in the paint. So right here, I slow it down once again. I'm watching him. Same position as before. He's a step or two in front of the rim. He's not in the defense. He's just kind of standing there, right? He doesn't look like he's really trying to do much. So I know the floater's going to be there. Even right here, again, he's not making no reaction. So easy floater, because he's thinking, all right, I'm just going to run to the paint, so I'm going to stand here and get ready for that. Nope, it's an easy floater, and you can't block that. He tries to jump, you can't block it. But all right, y'all, that's all I got for y'all. Thank y'all for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.